Hi, I'm Tim, welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it, and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing what might be the second pillar of the FP Journe brand, alongside the landmark Tourbillon Remontoir and later Tourbillon Souverain. The Chronometre Resonance is emblematic of FP Journe's original thinking, both in terms of aesthetics and engineering. The watch is quintessentially Journe, 40mm in rose gold. This watch features a combination of rose gold dial, rose gold case, and rose gold movement, so it is triple rose. 40mm by 9mm thick. The watch is a nice tidy 48mm lug-to-lug with tightly downturned lugs that wear well on a smaller wrist. A 20mm spacing between the lugs means the watch will take the universal strap size, so you will have many options. There is a semi-curved spring bar used from the factory to allow the strap to pivot unimpeded so it doesn't contact the flank of the case. And then you can see on the underside there are pull tabs for the spring bars that allow you to remove the FP Journe factory strap without any resort to tools. A simple rose gold FP Journe pin buckle is included and original equipment, polished case flank. There's a little bit of an overlap between case back and mid case, and you can see the same for the bezel itself. So the watch, if you were to measure it edge to edge, would be about 0.5 millimeter larger than its 40mm rated size. Wonderfully slender. The watch keeps with the early FP Journe ethos of slender watchmaking. The dial is rose gold, and you can see the now signature FP Journe Biomorphic tapered hands, as well as the bezel side bolts that first appeared in the Tourbillon Remontoir. Controversial at first, they become a signature of the brand and relentlessly copied by other brands. Now the watch features a power reserve indicator for its 40-hour power reserve up at 12 o'clock. You have polished bezels for the individual time displays, and they are coordinated by resonance, but there is no mechanical coupling between them. So using the crown at 12 o'clock, you can set them independently like a dual time. Now, because the resonance effect, the two balances, creating a sort of virtuous interference, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to fully gain purchase. So once you have been wearing the watch running for about 10 minutes, you then synchronize the seconds hands. Even if you're set to different time, you synchronize the seconds hands by pulling the trigger down at what would conventionally be 4 o'clock, and you can do that just for fun, and it is fun. Now the watch, of course, featuring the 2 independent time zones and really 2 independent movements. That's the best way to describe Journe caliber 1499.2. Now .2 means it's the second version of this movement. The original one was rhodium plated brass, and in addition to being made of a different material than the 18-karat gold plates and bridges you see here, the original movement featured a different architecture. The bridge above the barrels, as well as the ratchet wheels, it was completely different in shape. So the movement is substantively different in form, even though functionally it is identical. 2 42-hour power reserves. You can see that there are 2 balances, 2 drivetrains, and 2 separate escapements, so they really are operating independently. Now at the center of this movement, which features 36 jewels and 6-position chronometer style adjustment, you have a little rose gold pinion screw, and then you have a rack. So there's a rack and a pinion, and then there's a second screw to fix the rack in place, and you can actually move this right side balance into or away from the other balance. They never come in contact, but they use the principle of resonance, originally pioneered by clockmaker Untitled Chapter. The idea is that, as with metronomes set in close proximity, the two will eventually synchronize because of the parasitic energies emanating from the balances and the escapements as they operate. So if one speeds up too much, the other will interfere to slow it down, and vice versa. So the idea being that you can effectively control the rates of these balances and keep them within a not just synchronized operation, but also very precise objective operation with very little deviation from either each day. Now the timepiece, of course, being the first wristwatch ever to employ this principle, and it took FP Journe quite a while to perfect the concept because he was playing with this in a pocket watch format during the mid-80s and he couldn't get it to work. Well, second time's the charm, or since this is the 0.2 third times the charm. This model was made, as you see it right here, from 2004, when the rose gold movements arrived, to 2009, when this dial was phased out in favor of the 24-hour winking watch format that until very recently represented the only option for the Chronometre Resonance. This is the collector preferred dial form, and if you want a watch that feels like a ton on your wrist, you're going to want the 40mm version of this watch with the full rose gold movement. Interestingly, you can see 05 stamped on the case back, as that was the year when this case was made for FP Journe. So in that fashion, as well as the Eleanor Parisian metro area hallmarks, you know roughly when this watch was made, as early on, right up until about 2005, FP Journe cases would have been stamped with their year of manufacture, and up until 2008 you would have seen the Eleanor French hallmarks alongside the Swiss hallmarks on the precious metal. This is a timepiece that represents a time capsule, a glimpse at what FP Journe was back in 2005, 2006, and still the collector preferred dial in the Resonance family. You can own this Chronometre Resonance and make it yours on the Watchbox.